Hey, what's up guys, it's Donnie, and we're seeing a lot of innovation with the newer phones that are coming out this year. Most of them are just getting bigger. I kind of remember the time when I used to make fun of my friend who had one of those first big phones. Can you see me now? But sometimes we just need a very simple phone. This is my review of the iPhone SE, a very simple phone that works. So I switched from the latest iPhone 7 to the SE because I didn't have any choice. It's kind of a downgrade, you would say, but actually it made everything much more simpler for me. It has the A9 chip with the latest 64-bit architecture, 2GB of RAM, and pretty much the same specs as the iPhone 6s, which means the iPhone SE is still a good phone for 2017. We released the iPhone SE in 2017 with a higher storage capacity. It now has a 32GB and a 128GB variant. If you look around, you may still find the 16GB and the 64GB model. But to be honest, don't even bother with the 16GB. If you take a lot of photos and some 4K video, 32GB is fine. If you download a lot of games, get the 64GB if you can still find it, or the 128GB one. I feel the design of the iPhone SE is still amazing, even though it's a recycled one. It is definitely less slippery, and I can grip the phone better than the iPhone 7 or the 6s, or even the Plus models. The smaller form factor makes it easier for me to hold the phone and slip into my pocket. It is really designed to be a one-handed device, and I can reach all four corners of the screen with my thumb. The rear-facing camera has a 12-megapixel sensor, and it can shoot 4K. Optical image stabilization is absent on the iPhone SE. But that's okay, because the iPhone SE still takes amazing photos and videos, with very impressive colors and dynamic range. I don't even know what dynamic range is. The front-facing camera is not very impressive though. It only has a 1.2 megapixel sensor, which is not best for selfies. Which is okay because I don't take selfies anyways. Another thing I miss from a larger iPhone is the bigger screen. The iPhone SE screen is small for obvious reasons, but I only wish it has the same brightness and screen technology as the iPhone 7. Texting on the iPhone SE is very different from the iPhone 7. I do tend to make more mistakes on the iPhone SE, whether I'm typing one-handed or two-handed. But, let me tell you the best feature of the iPhone SE. And I can't believe Apple have this on this phone. It is a marvelous idea that Apple designed what is called the headphone jack on the SE, which allows you to plug devices that has a headphone plug, which allows you to listen to digital sound from your music or your videos. Apple even included a headphone. Okay, I know that's too much. But seriously, the headphone jack gave me versatility how I want to listen to my music or listen to my movies and videos, without even fumbling for that extra adapter. Touch ID response is definitely slower than the iPhone 7 or the 6s. Sometimes would have a hard time registering my fingerprint, but actually it works most of the time. The call quality is great and the LTE bands are very strong, even on underground parking lots. And the best part is, it's cheap. So how's my transition from the iPhone 7 to the SE so far? I like it how it's easier for me to hold the iPhone SE compared to the larger iPhone 7. Although I make a lot of mistakes texting on the SE, it is much easier for me to navigate around the iOS with one hand. The smaller screen does make everything a little harder to read, but I really miss the larger screen, the 3D touch, and the more responsive Touch ID, which makes me want to gravitate back to an iPhone 7. But I decided to hold off trading the iPhone SE until Apple and Google comes out with the newer phones this year. So if you're thinking of getting a replacement iPhone and you need to do some cost cutting, the SE is a very good choice. It is small, but it can handle a lot of power like the iPhone 7. So switching from an iPhone 7 to an SE is a very good decision for me. But I'm sure I will not keep this phone for too long. Please like and comment if you have any questions. And of course, subscribe to get notified for future content. And check my last two videos, one about my iPhone 7 review and my Apple parody video. This is Donnie and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.